Hello, America, and to our friends around the world, greetings and welcome back. So let's start this one off. It's a little bit longer, and I want to get through it as rapidly as possible without going through it too rapid to not pick up what similarities exist. Samen begonnen zete lopen. Samen begonnen zete lopen. All right. Samen as in same. Same as in together. They is very similar to they. Think of your toddler as they're learning to pronounce they, and how they will say tree or, you know, they or, some variation of that. So Zaman is the same as same, and which is similar to together. They is similar to they. Begonnen, beginning, began. Te is the Dutch version of two, and lopen. Lopen may not seem this way for you, but for me, it is similar to loping about. Yeah. What are they doing? Oh, they're just loping. Yeah. For example, the word eloping is something more commonly known in English vernacular, but loping is another style of saying walking. Moisier leidde de week door het was. Little Mouse led the way through the forest. All right, so Moisier, we already established, is the main character of Little Mouse. So laid. So Little Mouse laid. Davek. Led the way. If I'm not mistaken, de, day in French is of. So if your name is John de Smith, you're John of Smith or something to that effect. I mean, that's not a French thing, but that is the way I have always understood it. And if I'm mistaken, let me know. But, so you've got mouse led the way. So don't confuse it with the neighboring French, but think of it as a lazy way of saying the. And yes, I did say het is an anagram for the, but with foreign languages, it's not they are not direct parallels. Just because het and de both represent the article the doesn't mean that the is the only has one direct translation. So laid, de, they, week, they. Remember in Dutch, W's have a V sound. So they, week, led the way, laid the way, laid the week. And door, finally. What do you do with a door? A door is a portal, a means of transiting from one place of being to another. They traveled through the forest. They went through the forest. Samen begonnen ze te lopen. Te, Samen begonnen ze te lopen. Moise leed de weg door het was. Samen begonnen ze te lopen. Moise leidde de weg door het bos. This one is going to be longer, and hopefully I'm able to get through it all. Miss Kane, heeft je family here gedronken, maar was je scooter Zijn hoeft. Nee. Dit is net de plek. Translates, maybe your family drank here, but Little Fox shook his head. No, this isn't the place. Right off the bat, we know yay, family, you family. Hair is phonetically very similar to the English word here, both representing the same thing. Here, this location. Gedronken. It, one thing that I found is there was a book I read, A is for Ox. And in that book, they describe how the letter G came about as an offshoot of the letter C, which is connected to the letter K. Anyway, when it comes to pronunciation, as I said, syllables. Don't be afraid to dissect the word into syllables to see if there are recognizable components to the language you already know. Gedronken. Plek is place. Phonetically, it doesn't sound the same, but in the context of translating the sentence or putting it begins to make sense. And let's go back over here. Skuda, shook, and hoofed, head. These things aren't direct translations as far as shook and head and skuda and hoofed or hoofed, but they are similar in structure in both how they begin and how they end. They begin with a sh and end with a hard consonant, or h, and end again with a hard consonant. So when you're reading these things, heeft. Miss Kane, heeft ye family here. Miss Kane, have you family here gedronken? Miss Kane, have you family here drinking? It's not a direct translation, but the translation is from Miss Kane is maybe. Maybe have your family here drinking. Heeft, again, isn't a direct translation, but it is similar in the sense that it has that H beginning in both English and in Dutch. And the F, as we've found with counting, 4 and 5, 4 and 5, and other similarities, has a similarity to V. So have and have may not seem on the surface, both phonetically and textually, to be spelled similar. They represent a similar word in their respective languages. Ze bleven zoeken. Ze bleven zoeken. Ze bleven looken. They bleven searchen. Ze bleven searchen. They looking. They searching. Whichever one works for you, for the zoeken. And ze klommen over heuvels. Ze klommen over heuvels. All right, we've already established they and they. So klommen, climbing. So they climbing over heuvels. What's a heuvel? A hovel. What's a hovel? It's the domed over earth, where you dig out, you make an earth home, a hovel, a domed earth, so a hill, heuvel, hovel, hill. And finally, onderweg, onderweg, on their way, onderweg, on their way. They kept searching, they climbed over hills and went through dark thickets. Along the way, they got to know each other. I didn't find similarities, but perhaps you can. And if you do, let me know. I will update the video and incorporate them.